co-winner. Hello, that's amazing. And she's just an amazing American cook and writer, and here we go. Let's bring her on.
You guys ready to do this? Okay, we need to be loud here, so we need to compete with Giada over there. So let's give a warm New York City welcome to Jessica Tom. Jessica, come on out here.
Yay, Jessica!
Yeah. Thank you for being here.
All right, hey guys. Well, thank you so much for coming. This is my first cooking demo. If you don't know who I am, I won season 14 of Food Network Star, and I have to tell you, I am way more relieved that it's this sort of setup. It's not like Bobby and Giada watching me, judging my every move. I have the timer clicking. So we have a lot of time. I'm a lot more relaxed. You guys seem definitely less judgmental than Bobby and Giada, so I'm feeling good. So today, we are gonna make something really special. We're going to be making these sambos, and you might know them by another sort of name, samosas. That would be sort of, if I want to explain what this was, I would say that there were samosas. So there are these. So does anyone, do these look familiar to anyone? Because I made these. Yeah? Did you recognize them from the show? Oh, for samosas, yeah. So actually, these are extra special because not only are these like a family favorite, but I made these in the final round of Star Salvation. And this is what got me back on the show. So I was eliminated from Food Network Star. I was so sad, I was so depressed, and I came back and I was like, whatever happens, I need to make sambos because this is a really important recipe. I only have one more shot. This is Star Salvation. We gotta do it. And you know what? I made it at the very last opportunity. And I won. And I won Star Salvation. And I got back on the show and I ended up co-winning with Christian Petroni, who's gonna be demoing later today. So, hi guys, come on in. So what we're gonna do, this recipe is super simple. It's really just curried beef with scallions inside a spring roll skin. But you'll see, like when you put it all together, it's just magic. So here I have some ground beef. I have 1 pound of ground beef. And we're going to saute that up. And you really want to get it into small chunks because we're going to be spooning this inside like a tiny little cone. Hey guys, come on in. So I'm making beef curry shambosh, and this is what I made for Star Salvation. This is what got me back on the show. So can we actually turn this higher? It's fancy induction. So we're gonna fry this up, and we're basically going to cook it up so it's almost cooked, because what's going to happen is that I want to be able to see how much color I'm getting on it, and so if I add the curry now, it's going to make it yellow, it's going to make it brown, and I won't be able to tell how cooked it is. So cooking this up, and did anyone go to Burger Bash last night? No, yeah? Okay, so, now the smell of cooking beef is bringing back a lot of memories of Burger Bash and how amazing that was last night. All right, here we go. So we're getting this beef going, it's going, and when there's just a little bit of pink left, that is when you want to add the curry. So I'm just gonna let this cook a little bit, and I'll tell you a little more about this recipe. So the reason why I really wanted to make this recipe is because it's like an iconic Tom family dish. We always make it for all of our holidays, for Thanksgiving, for Christmas. When I had my book launch party in 2015, my mom made that. Even though I hired a caterer, I spent all of this money, my mom makes shambosh, she brings it, and that's the first thing to go, of course. So whenever we make shambosh at home, it's always a family affair. My brother, he separates the skins. My mom and I, we stuff them, and my dad deep fries them. So it's a recipe that is really, really important to me. It's something that is very well known in my family. And now it's extra special because this is the dish that won me my place back on North Star and ultimately helped me win the whole thing. All right, here we go. So the beef is frying, and then, you know, like a lot of beef, it has a lot of moisture to it. So you want to get rid of that moisture because it doesn't have a lot of flavor. All of this water is not going to contribute anything to your mixture, and we know that when you add water to hot oil, it's going to sputter all over the place. So you want to get rid of that excess moisture. So I'm frying this up. This is fun. This is like way more relaxed than North Star. Is there a place where I can drain this? Yeah, so actually on Star Salvation, I made a cheeseburger samosa, and the challenge was that I had to do a portable version of an American classic. And so I was like, okay, this is my last chance, this is the last round of Star Salvation. If I don't do sambos, this very important family recipe, when am I ever going to make it? And then it was just perfect. It was just like, you know, maybe the producers knew, maybe it was kismet, but I was able to make it. And so it was a little different from this. Instead of scallions, I had white onions, and I put American cheese inside, and it was super delicious, if you can imagine that. So we're gonna drain this. Can we drain this somewhere? Oh, sorry. Yeah. So I have to tell you, so I'm a novelist, not really a performer, but I have to say, being on North Star was, you know, people ask me, like, did you always want to be on TV? Did you want to be cooking and doing this? And yes and no. You know, writing is a very solitary, private thing. And so, you know, in a lot of ways, okay, so here we go. I'm adding the curry powder. And you want to add a lot. You want to add like way more than you think you should because you're going to be so seasoned. And that's why it's so addictive, because it's so flavorful. And you also want to add a good amount of salt and a good amount of pepper. And I don't know if you guys can smell this already, but you know, we all know that fat carries flavor. And so we have all of this beef fat, and it's really carrying all of this flavor of this curry. All right, so this is basically all cooked, and I'm making sure that it's into small little bits, because you won't be able to fit these big chunks into your little samosa triangles. Alright, I think this is good. I'm going to turn this off. And so after you cook that, what you want to do is you want to add your scallions. And I want to remove this from the heat because you want the scallions to be just basically wilt in the heat. You don't want to cook them up because then they're going to be sort of sad and you're not going to get that nice freshness that you want. And anyways, they're going to cook when you fry them. So we're going to cut these up. You want to add a lot of scallions, a lot of curry, a lot of salt and pepper. Like way more than you think is normal. That's the secret. You know, so like my mom is actually sitting in the front row. She's my guest of honor. Isn't that nice? Everyone's like, oh, it's so nice. You brought your mom. And you know what's funny? I just realized when we were walking down the street, we have the same haircut. Everyone's like, Jess, I love your haircut. It's like so avant-garde. I'm like, I basically just copied my mom. Like my mom and I have the same haircut. So here we go. So we're gonna add the scallions, and then that's it. And so this is the mixture. Super easy. We have ground beef, salt, pepper, curry, scallions. And And then what we do is we let this cool. We let it cool for at least 45 minutes because you don't want to work with hot beef when you're working the dough because then it's going to make it too soft. Then you won't be able to make these cool shapes. So actually now we're going to make the samosas. So anyone feel good about origami, folding? Anyone want to learn how? Yeah, you want to come up? Come on up. Oh, you want to come up too? Yeah. Hey, ladies. What are your names? Isabella, Jessica. Nice to meet you. What's your name? Anya? Nice to meet you. All right, you gotta put on your aprons. I don't want you guys to get dirty. You know, so I got some flack from Food Network Star because I was always playing. The people were like, oh, you're playing with your hair. I'm not playing with my hair. It's always a battle, right? You know, so when you're cooking on TV, it's a battle of, do you want to look cute or do you want to be sanitary? I don't know, you know? So when you're on TV, it's a little bit of both. So I promise I won't run my fingers through my hair while I'm cooking for you. Okay, guys. So do you guys do origami? Do you do origami in school or at home? No? All right. Well, this is easy. Don't worry about it. So what we got here, we have spring roll skins. And I like using spring roll skins because they're nice and thin as opposed to egg roll skins, which are going to deep fry really thick and have a lot of bubbles to it. So we're going to take these, and then I'm just going to cut them in half like this. Okay. And let's all do it together. Here's one for you, Isabella, and here's one for you, Anya. And I'm gonna have mine. And basically we're going to make these cone shapes like this. And I know you can't really see it or if there's like a screen. Is there a screen up there? So, you think you can make this? We're gonna try. We're gonna try. These are actually smaller than what I work with at home. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this corner here and we're going to put it up here. Yeah, exactly. Yep. And then we're going to fold over this triangle like that. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah, so along this crease here. So basically, so this point meets this point. Yeah, exactly. And then take this part, and then we fold it over. So basically what we're doing is we're making a cone shape. Cone shape like this, kind of like an ice cream cone. I guess you can see that up there. So it's a ice cream cone shape with a little flap on top. And this is where we stuff the beef. And this is why it's so important that the beef they're in small little chunks, because if they're too big, then you're just gonna get like one giant chunk of beef in there and not like all of the rest of the stuff. Oh my gosh, you guys are so good. You need it here. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that works. Yeah. Okay. All right, so I'll show you guys first. And then we're going to stuff it inside like this, like a yummy beef pocket. You don't want to do too much. And then we have this is flour paste. It's just flour and water. You guys ever do like paper mache or something? No? Yeah, so this is similar to paper mache. You go like this, and then you seal it up. So why don't you guys, want to stuff them? Yours fell apart, okay, I'm gonna help you. So this is a really great thing, you know, so at home, I only like recently graduated to folding this with my mom. My mom's very protective. Who can fold these? Are you good enough? And so, honestly, when I was growing up, I was just relegated to unpeeling the skins. I wasn't even good enough. I couldn't even fold them. So I was like, once you graduate, once you learn how to fold the skins, then maybe you can graduate to folding them. Yeah, you got it. All right. And then you're gonna seal it up. Yep, exactly. And here's your beef. And we're gonna fill it up. You guys like to cook? Yeah, what's your favorite thing to make? Anything? Yeah, I like that too. I like to make everything. Everyone says, when you go on Food Network Star, they say, what's your signature dish? And I say, I'm always experimenting. Excuse me. Okay. All right, you seal it up? I'm gonna seal it up, okay. So you're gonna thank you. I got this done special. All right, so we're all on the same page here. We have these cool little, what do these look like to you? They're like cones, they're like beef cones. And then we're going to stuff this in our flap. We're gonna put it over the beef, just like that. Just tuck it in like it's like a little baby. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just stuff it like you're like tucking your shirt in. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you gotta really dig in there. And then there's this top flap here. And we're gonna fold it on top, like that. Do you wanna, yeah, it's a little funny, that feeling. And then you put it on top, and then you take this top flap, and you just stretch it over onto the bottom. Yeah, you gotta do that middle flap. Uh-oh. Yeah. Yay, there you did. Look at that. You wanna share the cameras? They're, woo, yay. Very nice. Look, see, these are the, I think yours is better than mine. What? Did you get the hang of it? You told me you didn't do origami. This is pretty good. Okay, so we're gonna add these over here. Here are our wrapped shambosh. Look, oh my gosh, look how nice that looks. And this is how you tell it's good, because it doesn't have, you don't want holes in these corners, because that's where the beef is going to exit when you're deep frying it. Well, thank you so much for your help. You want to wash your hands? Maybe she can help. Here we go. You can wash your hands over here. So can everyone give a round of applause to my sous chefs? They're really good. It took me years to graduate to where they are. So that's an easy way to do it. And I guess you guys could see up there. So fold like this, fold like this, fold like this, and then you make the cone. And so, something like this, I feel like every family has something like this, whether you're doing, you're making like tamales, or you're making dumplings, or you're making, tortellini or something. It's always something where the family comes together and you do it as a team effort. And so, this is mine. This is my super, what do I do? This is, every family has a dish that they really come together for. And, I think on Food Network Star, you get a lot of crazy challenges. They're like, make a dish that's all yellow, or do you have to do this assignment with this ingredient, and it's this crazy thing. And I was really glad that I was able to do something that was really meaningful to me. All right, so here we have our shambosh. And these are great as appetizers, but I have to warn you that if you offer these as appetizers, people are going to just eat these. And so they're going to tell you, oh my God, I ate so many of those shambosh, I don't have any room for dinner. Like, that's literally what's gonna happen. It happens all the time. So here we have some oil that's being deep fried. It's at 375, just classic deep frying temperature. And then we just plop them in. It's great to do this in a wide Dutch oven because then you can fit a lot into them. And the beef inside is already cooked. So you don't have to worry about cooking the beef inside. You basically just want to get some color on the skins. So I'm just gonna add all of these in here. And you can do different things too. You can try different meats. You can try different seasonings. Although honestly, every time I try to do something crazy, I actually did a dessert shambosh once. I did it was raspberry Nutella, and it was good. It was good, but everyone just wants the classic. So I would say if you're going to make anything like this, stick with the classics. So I guess you can see this. So it's getting some nice color. And I'm going to show you, so we have, let's see, the paper towel lined bowl. This is Millie, everyone. She's my, she makes it happen. Oh, and someone else very special is in the house. Jason, also from season 14.
Yay. Thank you.
Yeah, speaking of burgers, I went to Burger Bash. He's the Burger King over here.
Thank you.
Yeah, Jason and I we quickly bonded in our first night. I don't know what it was, but we were both so nervous, and we were, if you remember the first episode of We Know Where to Star, we were in Orlando, and we were in Volcano Bay. It's a water park. And so we first go up, and we didn't know each other. We're not supposed to talk. And there was this guy next to me, he's like trying to talk to me. I'm like, we're not supposed to talk. The producer says no talking. But he's trying to talk to me, and then we ended up becoming good friends, and now he's here in the front. So that is very special. All right, so we're getting some color, You want them to be a nice golden brown. And you know what happens, so here we have the deep frying thermometer. When you add a lot of these in, the temperature does go down, so you might need to up it a little. I don't know how to... Okay. And then I think we can serve some of these too. Does anyone, while these are cooking, does anyone have any questions for me? Do we have a mic out there somewhere? Oh, okay. This is a super simple recipe, so. But you know what? I was like, let's cook something simple. Let's cook something that, I could have thought of something that was like really convoluted, something like that. I was like, oh, it'll like make me seem impressive. How easy to do this? Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to do this without deep frying them, what would I do?
You could bake them. I would say that you should like spray them with some sort of oil, because otherwise the outside, it's not going to get crispy. But if you just spray it with like an olive oil cooking spray, or you can do ham too, and you can bake them. Yeah, it's always a thing. It's like, that's why these are just like special occasion foods, because it's, you don't really want to like break out the deep fryer and all of this oil, but that's what makes it a holiday food. That's what makes it special. All right, so there's a special way that we drain this in my family, and it's just a thing. I don't know why. It is just a thing that we do, and it's just how it is. Every family has that. So I'm going to take these out, but I'm going to arrange them a special way. And you know what? In all of my time, I have been on the lookout. I've never seen a samosa that's this cheap. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being like egotistical. There are no samosas anywhere that look like this, that are this special. But honestly, I haven't seen it. So I have asbestos fingers, so I can touch this. But so typically what we do is we have a bowl, and it's lined in a paper towel, and then you want to sort of like tip them like this. So it's like a funnel, so all the oil can come down.
Great tip.
There is a fair amount of oil, but you know what? All right, now I don't have asbestos fingers. Do we have like a little tongs? Yeah. All right. Well, this isn't a bowl anyway, so it doesn't, but you get the idea. So basically you just kind of lean them up on the side of the bowl, and all of the oil comes out. So while those are draining, I'm going to show you what you can do as a topping. And so, you know, keeping this sort of very simple preparation in mind, what we're going to do, typically what we do at home is we just serve it with a wedge of lemon. And it's really great because, you know, it cuts the fat, it's really pure, and it's a really nice complement to the curry beef and the scallion. It really is. I mean, you know, when I was preparing for this demo, they said, oh, do you have a sauce? You want to make it a little bit more complex? And I said, no, not really. Like I just want to keep it simple, because that's kind of like the spirit of my cooking. So here we have some lemon wedges, but you know, to zhuzh it up a little bit because hey, this is the New York City Wine and Food Festival. So what I'm going to do is, you know, I really like the flavor of lemon. I really like how pure it is, that it isn't sort of like this mayonnaise sauce, not adding extra oil. I want to just keep the flavors of the sambos really pure. What I do is I take a jalapeno and I cut it, and then I just kind of rub it on these lemon wedges like this. And you might say like, oh, that is a strange technique. I've never seen that before. But if you see, so now I just cut it again just to get like some of the fresh jalapeno oils out. What it kind of is like when you use a clove of garlic and you rub it on a piece of bread or steak or something, you just get the essence of it. All right, so we can serve some of these up. How do we do this one? Okay, so we have some warm ones here, and then are these warm enough? Yeah, okay, so if you guys some of you want to come up and have a taste.
You can go up and taste it.
Yeah, come on up. We do have a limited amount, so. Yeah, okay. One
I make like 200 every